Hello and welcome to 6 Minutes. I'm Gemma Collins. The risk of being sued is a big worry for GPs, and with changes to the health system under the new reforms, it could mean even more legal issues for doctors. We spoke to the CEO of the medical indemnity provider Avant to find out more about it.
There's an increasing amount of expectation from patients on GPs, and of course GPs see a lot of patients in a given day, and that means that there's inevitably going to be somebody in the course of a day or a week or a month or a year who feel that their expectations weren't met by the GP concerned. So what we are seeing is more and more complaints of one variety or other being made against GPs, and that's an emerging trend. There's an increasing number of risks for GPs, unfortunately, and in the more recent times, some of the ones that are going to emerge over time are going to be related to electronic health records, and in particular making sure that doctors, GPs, have their medical records in an accurate form. But there are obviously some risks associated with the current government policy or intended policy that may give patients the right to amend their own records, and that in itself is going to expose doctors, in particular GPs, in this issue. We've also got concerns for GPs in relation to collaborative agreements that they might have in place with nurse practitioners or with independent midwives, and the importance of ensuring that those collaborative agreements are appropriately worded and that they have a relationship with the nurse practitioner or independent midwife that is trusting and appropriate. And there are ongoing issues associated with APRA registration issues for GPs, changing the terms of their registration, and or the world of mandatory reporting. And we're seeing increasing numbers of GPs being confronted with assertions that they are not performing at the acceptable standard and being subject to investigation by APRA in relation to the same. Social media has caused problems for some GPs, and increasingly we're seeing websites, blogs, Facebook being used with a view to complaining about the performance of a doctor, and it's often difficult to be able to identify who's putting that information on the internet and what rights we have to remove the same if we're able to find it. The most important thing I think that doctors need to do is ensure that their patients are patients that are good patients, that they communicate as carefully as possible with their patients, ensure that expectations are understood and that they're realised. And if they can do that, I think they're closer to avoiding the sort of risk profile that they might otherwise confront.
Well, it seems that we could see new medical indemnity cases emerge as the new reforms develop. I'm Gemma Collins. See you next week.